Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Again, this is Susie's Sweet Treats. Today it is Valentine's Day and we are going to make some sugar cookies that are nostalgia for a candy while I was growing up. That are the Conversation Heart candies. So does everybody remember the Conversation Hearts? We all had those when we were growing up. There's a box of them. So we're actually going to make sugar cookies with these sugar cookie cutouts. I guess it doesn't have to be a sugar cookie, but using these cutouts. The cutouts I got from the Cookie Countess, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so for the sugar cookie recipe, it's called no spread sugar cookies or no fail sugar cookies. If you do a Google search on the internet, all of these recipes will pop up and it's all the same thing. Again, you want a sugar cookie that won't spread for the molds to work. This recipe has you measure in grams all of the ingredients, not by cups, so I've already pre-measured everything with my kitchen scale. So it's going to start off with 480 grams of all-purpose flour, or 4 cups. Then it's going to go with 200 grams of sugar, or 1 cup. And you can actually substitute the all of the white sugar for a partial white sugar and partial light brown sugar, but because we're going to be putting food coloring in these cookies, we want all white sugar so that it doesn't have to compete with that brown sugar. Then we have to have 30 grams of cornstarch and then 7 grams of salt. So both of those are in here. For the cornstarch, it would be 3 tablespoons plus 2 teaspoons. And then for the salt, it's 1 teaspoon. We need 2 sticks or 1 cup, 8 ounces of unsalted butter that's been at room temperature. We need 2 large eggs that are at room temperature. That comes out to 100 grams. And then we need 12 grams of vanilla bean paste, or you can use just plain old vanilla extract, and it's a 1-to-1 ratio, so it's 12 grams of vanilla extract. So now that we have that all measured out so that it goes smoothly, the first thing we're going to do is whisk the flour, the cornstarch, and the salt together. So we have the flour here, we have the cornstarch and the salt. We're going to just dump those 2 together, well, 3. And we're going to just mix those 3 ingredients together. Alright. From there, using the paddle attachment in your mixer, you're going to cream together the butter and the sugar. So let's go ahead and put our butter in. And then we're going to put our sugar in with it. And we're going to beat this on medium-high heat until the mixture is well incorporated and is slightly whiter in color. It should be airy and fluffy. So let me go ahead and get this started. Okay, so as you can see, the mixture is airy looking, it's fluffy, it's definitely lighter in color. So the next task is we're going to be adding in our eggs 1 at a time, and we're barely incorporating the mixture after each egg addition. All right, so we're going to add in 1 egg. Second egg. And again, barely incorporating it. Now that the eggs are added, we're going to add in our vanilla. And again, you can either substitute vanilla or vanilla paste. We'll get the vanilla added in. And then we're going to beat this mixture on medium-high heat until the mixture is fluffy again. Okay, so now that we've mixed in the vanilla, it's fluffy yet again. So now the next step is adding in the flour. So the flour mixture, we have to make sure that we don't overmix it and that the dough is going to be done when it starts to climb on the paddle and pull away from the sides. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of the flour in. And we're going to add the flour a little bit at a time so it doesn't fly up out, and start slow. There's some more added in. Okay, now that that is mixed, we're going to add the start of our food coloring. So the first thing we're going to add is just plain white, and the plain white is going to help our dough turn pale, so it's a little bit easier for the colors to work. And for the white, it's a good amount. White mixed in. So now that the white's mixed in, we're going to divide our dough into 4 equal parts. I have 4 different colors that we're going to use. I'm going to do some pink, some green, some purple, and some blue for our cookies. Okay, so the first color that I'm going to mix is the pink. The color of the gel is called Deep Pink. I'm going to put 1 drop to start with. I'm going to mix it in, and we're going to see how it comes out. Because of course, the conversation hearts are a pale color. So let's see if 1 drop is enough. I may need to add a second. That's actually a beautiful pink color. So let's go ahead and get that out of the pan and put it on our parchment paper. Because when we go to roll these out, I'm going to roll them out onto parchment paper to make it a little bit easier. If you're not using parchment paper, instead of using flour, you're going to use powdered sugar. And that way, you're not incorporating more flour into the mixture than what you need. It looks like we may need to knead this a little more to get the color completely incorporated, but that's okay. We can do that. Or you can leave it like this and make it be marbled, depending on how you want your cookies to actually look. But since we're going for the conversation heart look, We'll go ahead and just knead this in a little. And that's looking pretty good, so we'll leave that there. So that's our pink. The next color that we're going to do is we'll go ahead and do the purple. And again, we want the pale colors. Okay, so I have all 4 colors mixed. And again, on parchment paper, we're going to roll them out. And we're going to roll them out to about a quarter of an inch so that we can cut out our shapes. I'm going to go ahead and roll out all 4 colors. So that we can be like an assembly line here. Purple done. And then we'll get the blue. Now that our colors are all rolled out, we're going to take our heart-shaped cookie cutter and we're going to cut out the dough. See how many we can get. And again, this cookie cutter came from the Cookie Countess. Google search is where I found her. She has many different types of cookie cutters. Alright, so with the blue, we'll re-roll that here in a minute. Once we get our shapes. And this is the first time that I'm using this type of cookie cutter with stencil. So we're going to try it together and see how it turns out. But so far, the cookie cutter is working really well. Okay, so I have all of the cookie dough rolled out. I have the hearts cut out. So now we're just going to go and take the stencil and press it into the top of the cookies to get the words on them. And once that's all done, we'll get them in the oven. So as soon as I get it done, we'll be right back. Okay, so the cookies are now stamped. We're going to go ahead and get these into the oven. We're going to start with about 7 minutes and see how it goes. It could take up to 12 minutes, all depending, but you want them just lightly, so lightly colored. You don't even really want color on them because they are sugar cookies. And because they are sugar cookies, we can go ahead and sprinkle some sugar on the top just to help them if you want. And when they're done, I'll let you know how long it took for them to bake in the oven. So I'll be right back. Okay, so the cookies baked. It took about 9 minutes for them to bake. But again, there's like no color on them, but that's what you want. We're gonna get them over to the cooling racks, let them cool, and then we'll finish them up. Once they're cool, I'll bring you back and show you the finishing touches. All right, so welcome back. Cookies have cooled. They're ready to be painted for the final touches. Again, this is the Valentine's Conversation Heart cookies. So of course, you know, on the Conversation Heart candy, the words are in red. So let me show you what we got to do. So here's our cookies. This is what one of them looks like when it's been painted. I'm using magic coloring. It's edible paint. So we take our cookie, and I have a little bit of the paint in a bowl with the paintbrush, and we're just going to outline the words. Just following the line. They make edible markers so that you don't have to use a paintbrush. Painting these on camera, I'm not doing as well this time. All right, and there you go. You have the words outlined. We have the rest of the cookies to get done, but also, once they're done, you can package them up in a cute little thing. You can give them away as gifts, teacher gifts, office mate gifts, whatever. But you have a little cute little package. And in that, the boards that's in there, I got all of this product off of the Cookie Countess, the same place where I got the cookie cutter and the stencil, and she also has the bags that fits the board, so it all comes together as one cute little treat. So I'm going to sit here and finish painting these and get them all packaged up, and I hope that you've had a wonderful Valentine's Day, and hopefully for the next Valentine's Day you can make a treat just as cute as this. Again, if you like the content, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what you'd also like for me to be making.